Hello, my name is Eric Rogers, and this is my Week 2 video. One of the reasons that I chose to redo this project for the Chilongo website redesign is that I've never really felt like I was a very good designer. So I need more practice with my design aspect. So a little while before this class started, I actually had started redesigning this site without the use of the framework that I used on this, which was the 996 grid. And the reason I did so was because I feel like this site is kind of amateurish looking. Um, there's no real hierarchy to it, and it looks very dated, as one of my classmates had pointed out, which was right on the nose with that comment. So what I have started designing as a redesign is this site design here. And the way that I feel I have improved in this aspect, and I can't take total credit for this, Mr. Bloom helped me in many respects to this design, is the hierarchy is much better in this design. If you'll notice, the logo stands out from the navigation. The active navigation stands out from the navigation that is not currently being used. The main text about the food in the restaurant is a little bit darker than the text that is about the wines, which is kind of a side point for the restaurant. So uh, the main thing for this was to try to get the customer into the restaurant. That's the main idea. So the first thing that your eye is drawn to whenever you come in here is this big plate of food. And then your eye is kind of led to this reserve your table today. So I changed the navigation around to put reservations in a more prominent spot in the navigation, since we tend to read everything from left to right. And on the original site, there was a menu button, reservations, gift cards, about, contact. The website that I redid didn't actually have a gift cards page, so it's not absolutely necessary to have. So instead of doing that, because the menu was a lunch menu, a dinner menu, and so on and so forth, it was very long. I decided to break it up into a lunch and dinner menu, and then about and contact. I also included in the footer down here to show you which page was active, so that if when you are on a page such as the lunch or dinner menu, which is going to be longer, you will see when you get to the bottom which page you are on for sure. And on the topic of the menu, if I was to say I want, I don't know, something like papas con huevos, and I go to this page, it's going to take me a long time to find it because this is really hard to read. I didn't realize it as much whenever I first did it because I kind of got into a box. I was staring at it and everything was easy for me because I was the one doing it. But after taking a break from this project, I can see just how hard this is to use. So I've been trying to come up with ways to improve upon that, and I've been looking at good menu designs and things, and this is what I've came up with so far for the lunch menu. I've kind of broken it down. As you can see, there's a lot of things on here right now, which this is the entire lunch menu, and I'll explain a little more about that in just a second. But I'm trying to break it down into categories such as appetizers and salad, because on this page everything is just thrown in there. I typed it up exactly how it was on their original menu, which has no hierarchy whatsoever. It doesn't really make sense to me to have guacamole here and shrimp cocktail, and then you have a fish entree, and then tostadas, and then you're going into a salad. It's just a big jumble of things. So I'm trying to give it some hierarchy and sort things out, such as this. I have not completed this by no means, but to give you an idea of what I'm thinking, I made this just to cover up some of the information to make it a little easier to understand. I was giving a hierarchy more like this, so that it's much easier to scroll through this and find what you want. I have plans to actually alphabetize all of the items on the list and possibly include some photography in some way. And on each menu, I have been debating on whether or not to add something such as this. This is just a container, it isn't exactly how it would look, but to put like a side menu nav to where they can have links to the appetizers, the salad, the tacos, all of those such things. And as the user would scroll up the page, whenever it reaches the top, this nav would lock into place. So it would just stay in this section of your screen the entire time you're scrolling until you got back to this area, in which case it would then follow back down with the rest of the page. So with all of that being said, I haven't had the chance to put together a whole lot as far as HTML and CSS. I've got the HTML structure for the home page completed, but everything else is still a work in progress. I'm going to be implementing Angular for this project simply because I feel like I need more practice with it. It's a good library to get used to. It's in demand in a lot of positions. So I'm going to force myself to use it until I learn it very well. So the index page is basically links and meta tags, and then the body consists of nothing more than my application declaration for Angular and my ng view. For the home page, I'm going to be using partials for all of my pages, loading them into the ng view, and this is all the home page consists of. I've been playing around with the CSS a little bit off and on to make sure I could do things the way I want it to do them, and I don't think that I'm going to have to really add too many IDs or classes to any of it, because the CSS selectors are going to allow me to work with this the way I need to. The application JavaScript that I have written so far is actually functional. It is more or less just the route providers and the controllers for each page. The functionality right now is nothing more than if showing which page that you're actually on loading into. If we look in Firebug, reload this, you can see that Angular's actually working with Ajax to retrieve these pages and dynamically load them in. So hopefully I will be able to complete at least a few of the pages and add a lot more functionality to them before week 3 comes around. It's been a busy week for me, so this weekend I should be able to get a lot more done. If you have any suggestions or anything that you would like to say about my design as it is right now, please leave comments. I don't get offended very easily, so you don't have to worry about telling me things that you think just really don't look good to you. So I appreciate your time and thank you for watching my video.